at the end able to build one team Lagos, which has to do with citizens engagement and encouraging it. We want to build the future, which has to do with developing our people, right, and not leaving the vulnerable behind. We want to build our economy. That was announced to the world effectively, that Lagos is ready for business and open for business, and ensure that the civil service, right, is a service organization.
Right.
We also want to build Lagos as a 21st century mega city, optimizing relevant infrastructure to support that growth. And then lastly, we want to build our partnerships, because without partnership, not much can be achieved. So our partnerships with the federal government, with local government, with other governments, and then with development partners, we need to do that. And that's exactly what we're doing. And we're having very great results around that.
So let's reflect on the economy then. So 2 years, how is the economic posture of Lagos? How's it looking like in these 714 days? So far, so good.
So it's been, I would say, very, very strong. And when I say that, sometimes it's important that you understand where we're coming from. COVID-19 was the devastation around the world. You had fall in crude oil prices, downward pressures on IGRO. There was increased unemployment, challenges around our GDP growth, heightened security challenges as a result of that. And also, that inflation went up, and it was therefore a challenge for public-private partnership. What that did was it forced us to change our strategy and adapt quickly to that.
Right.
Revenue came down by about 24%, expenditure by 21%, and our deficit then moved up from 97 billion to 108 billion. In terms of strategy, we're determined to maintain a very strong pandemic response, which is why you see even today, right, the effect of COVID is significantly moderated, and we've not been hit the way people expected that would have been hit, and as it was predicted.
Right.
That was leadership from Mr. Governor leading his troop with the support of the Commissioner for Health and the entire team. Right. And you see that we said we'll restart the economy and we'll reimagine the way Lagos goes forward. The outcome of that is that we achieved a 94% performance on our revenue. We achieved
94%?
Yes. We achieved 88% on the entire overall budget performance, right? While we changed and adjusted the strategy in favor of infrastructure, human capital development, health, and food security, which were some of the things that came up at that time. So
I'm so curious at this, because when you bring out this kind of figures, sometimes some people might just be wondering how you are able to attain all of this despite the pandemic, which came as a big setback for most nations. So if you are able to achieve 94% in terms of the gross earnings that came in as well, how did you achieve that? What are the strategies?
So primarily, we had said we're going to simplify the tax processes. So the first set of things we did on the tax side was to give some relief to because our business people were hit very strongly. So basically to give them some relief and to give them some respite in terms of their filing and all that, and basically to show empathy. The next is then to support them, to support them into activity. So we really, you see, in Lagos, we never really shut down completely. We created safe corridors for food security, and we ensured that the value chain around that place was relatively running safely relative to what was happening all around the world.
Right.
And then thirdly, we challenged our systems, basically to ensure that we're able to use technology better to reduce possibilities for leakages, and then we use our data set to be able to capture more people to participate more actively. So even though we were in a challenged environment, we were able to drive, and then we had a generally very conservative posturing in what we were expecting from federal transfers. So once revenue expectations was moderated, right, it meant the way we read the economy was quite spot on, right?
Okay.
And we got those outcomes in terms of performance.
We're still going to get back to all of this even as we continue with the program this morning, but let's dwell a bit and digress a bit. So your ministry, Economic Planning and Budget, is also part of the themes agenda of Mr. Governor. Where is it domiciled, by the way, under this themes agenda?
My ministry, we're in security and governance. The last pillar.
Okay,
So
which is the S.
S, which is where issues around performance management, around strategy coordination are driven from, around monitoring of programs and projects for performance and for value for money undertaken. It's also from there we manage development partnerships because we are driven by a combination of partnerships that support the development of Lagos.
Right.
We also drive from that.
And I know you do talk about some of those things that your ministry is into. One of them, majorly, you talk about engagement of the citizenry. We'll get back to that. But in terms of the posture of Lagos, talk to those who are economics, those who are specialists now. Sometimes I begin to express concern, as large as the economy of Lagos is, some have said it's the 5th largest economy in the entire continent of Africa, and all of that. Should we have reasons to be scared of what the future looks like, considering the economic downturn that we're facing across Africa and even the world? Should we have reasons to be scared?
Well, being scared doesn't take us anywhere. Fear is the enemy of progress anytime. I think what we need is to be courageous, to be able to act together. And I believe that there is no circumstance that will beat the spirit of Lagos. And that togetherness we have seen severally. We've seen it in the heart of COVID, that when the people of Lagos rise up together, they can keep any enemy at bay. We saw it during Ebola, when the people rose up together. So, which is why Mr. Governor has said that at the heart of our entire strategy will be citizens' participation. That is the strength of the current government. We don't do things just because we imagine them. We do things because we engage with the people of Lagos. We see what and hear what they are saying. We understand what they are trying to say. And then we try to implement, confirming with them all the way. And that is why I say it is not a matter of fear. It's a matter of courage. It's a matter of audacity. It's a matter of strength of character. And it's a matter of togetherness.
And when you assess the response from even the citizenry in this kind of engagement, what does it look like?
It's been fantastic all the way. I mean, I saw people, traditional rulers, religious rulers, people in the society came together even in crafting the budget, right? We engaged all divisions of Lagos, right? And the attendance, it was the first time we're doing it hybrid, online and physical, right, in the heart of COVID. The attendance was phenomenal, and that gave us a lot of confidence and courage to move ahead with the expectation of what the budget did speak about.
Right.
You see all kinds of engagement by Mr. Governor. You see all kinds of surveys going on. The people are quite happy to participate with this government.
Right.
And it is the result we see in the performance.
Right.
Actually, yeah.
Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM on the trail to 2 years of Mr. Governor's administration, with specific focus on economic planning and budget. And the Honorable Commissioner for that ministry is here with us, taking us to the classroom on how it has been in these 2 years. We're talking much more in terms of the landmarks, but quickly, let's run you through a last traffic update that we have from the Central Business District area. It's good along Marina Road from UBA towards Owando and Cathedral. I can also tell you it's also good connecting Tinubu Square through Kakawa Street. It's looking good at the moment. Tinubu Street connecting Tinubu Square is also free, and Cathedral to Nitel looking good as well. Traffic at Cathedral is being regulated at the traffic light points expectedly. Now, State House connecting Outer Marina, still very much in good shape as well. And it's also good to go if you're navigating through First Road from Flagstaff House to Tinubu Square. Busy movement descending Third Mainland Bridge, of course, towards Flagstaff House, and linking up with Bonny Camp through underneath the bridge. It's also busy. Now, it's good on the return journey from McQueen Bridge towards Flagstaff House, and of course TBS, that's Tafawa Balewa Square. Now, J.K. Randall Road from Onikon Roundabout to Lagos City Mall, and of course TBS and Waterboard is also good. It's good movement also from Waterboy to State House. It's looking good. Broad Street from General Hospital to Freedom Park, and of course First Baptist Church as well as Bookshop House is also looking good as well. Good movement also from Bookshop House to Tinubu Square. It's looking good. Now Tinubu Square linked up with Abibo Key, and of course Davis Street down to Akpongbon exit. All that end is looking good at the moment. All right, then, so we're moving on with the conversation. And like I said, I have Honorable Egube here with me. Let's look through the landmarks now in terms of achievement in these 2 years for Mr. Governor. What are the landmarks from your perspective?
Well, from the economic planning perspective and from the budget and resource allocation, you'll find that over the years, if you look at at the time we're closing the 2099 performance, we were at 81% budget performance. What that means is that we're achieving 81% of all that we said we wanted to do. Lagos State contributed about 32.8% of Nigerians' total IGR, meaning that on the revenue side, the people of Lagos are beginning to get used to participating in the fiscal system by ensuring that they pay their taxes, and there's still a significant room for growth in that area. We've also brought back the budget into a January to December fiscal period. That we have achieved 2020, we've achieved it for the 2021 budget as well. And then we've shaped the budget in a manner, right, that we see that we're putting in additional 38% in the 2021 budget for infrastructure, additional 33% growth from last year on human capital development, and then you have health, you have what we're doing in technology. Technology is going to be one of the most revolutionary things you will see, because it's going to change what opportunities are available to our youth population as we run 3,000 kilometers in the first instance, taking it up to 6,000 kilometers subsequently of our broadband fiber infrastructure to the towers and to the home, and the telco industries are quite gung-ho on that. We're also going to be lighting up the schools. What I mean by lighting up, I mean we're going to get internet to the schools. Today, over 60 has come on. We intend to take it up to about 100 shortly, maybe before June, right? And you know what this will do? What it does is that our people can develop their skills, can be more creative with technology. Lagos becomes the hub of technology in the whole of Africa. We will be able to work from Lagos for companies around the world. So we will not be limited by visas or all that. Our knowledge will take us where it ought to take us to globally.
So making us a global player in the technological space. That's what it means.
Well, that's what you said. That's what it means. When we said we wanted to be a model city, a global financial and economic hub, you cannot do that without also leading and determining the narrative. Strategically. But you talked about economy. Right. The deep sea port we are doing, which will be completed in another 2 years, is going to change things and put us in the miles as a city competing among other African cities. Once it is fully completed, it will take 4 times the carrying capacity of Apapa port. It will redistribute traffic, and so that those trucks that will not come into Lagos do not have to. They will go out through Ekpe. And we are also in our infrastructure plan saying, listen, we need to move along our strategic master plan. We need to create linkages to diffuse traffic. We need to improve the quality of the infrastructure. So you see that we are beginning to put in rigid pavement in some of those places. The Eleko Ekpe
corridor
is rigid pavement, 3-lane on both sides with way bridges, right? The regional road will be rigid pavement. So those kind of roads that will last for 50 years are the types we are putting. So when you see the quality of what we are putting, we are working on urban regeneration. So you see in the Koi area, in the VI area, Ikeja, Koshofe, you see all kinds of roads going on there. Right. Those are all landmarks.
Which is beautiful. But earlier on, you talked about Lagos alone contributing about 32% to the federal, that's the GDP. Is that correct now?
No. What I was talking about, when you see what we raise in Lagos in terms of IGR,
good.
And look at what every other state raises.
Is equivalent to 32%.
About 32%.
Which is wonderful. So, what are the major sources of the IGR for the Lagos State government?
It's the businesses that are in Lagos. They employ people. There are a lot of people in Lagos. It's the transactions that go on in Lagos. It's the land value of things happening in Lagos and the amount of investment in real estate. It is transportation. It is it's just what you and I do every day that tends to generate this income.
Right.
But I would say that when you then look at that compared to what it should be, you know that we still have a long way to go in growing our revenue capabilities.
So let's look at some of those areas, like tax now, because I know earlier on you said tax profile, even though it's very, very good, but how many people is Lagos State government able to catch into the tax net, even as we speak? Do we have enough of that?
So understand that in Lagos we're over 22 million, heading towards 25, right? Million.
Right.
Because a lot of these are happening out of really urban migration. So you find out that people are migrating from other cities and other places into Lagos. And it's important that we capture all of these people. A lot of these people that are coming in are people that are seeking for jobs, right? And it's the reason why they come. And what that does to our population mix is that it means a lot of the people in Lagos, right, are not participating yet in taxes. And even those that are participating are not participating at levels which they should normally participate in. So what's our job in government? Our job is to make it easier, to encourage them to participate, to ensure that they participate actively in the kind of infrastructure that we're building, in the taxes and the levies which they pay to government. We ensure that it is easy for them to do that with deploying technology to do that, and we're able to capture people's activities better in Lagos using technology.
Right.
And it is that thrust that just helps us continue to grow. Having said that, when you then divide that huge revenue per capita, I mean by the number of the population, then you will see that, okay, it is really not a lot, right? Because at the end of the day, it is not the absolute amount that you collect in taxes that count. It is how much of that relative to the amount of population that are in the environment. And then what is the quality of that population in terms of how they produce, their production capacity, that then makes the difference.
Right.
So in all our engagement, the engagement is to develop our people, to ensure that they become more productive so that they can contribute and not just extract from the state
Let's
of
look
Lagos.
through that now. People are contributing. Businesses are in Lagos, like you said, adding to the IGL. Some years back, Lagos started producing oil, or perhaps oil was discovered in Lagos. It has also part of the equation mix that adds to the IGR of Lagos. Can you speak on that?
Well, Lagos has never been known and have been strong for natural resources in terms of mineral resources.
Okay.
Our waterways are gold, our land are gold. And even though we had companies who had discovered oil, they had really not come into full production. And therefore, you will not see derivation from oil as one of the sources that makes us strong in Lagos. Really, it is the spirit of our people, is their entrepreneurial zest, is their capacity and ability to think and to innovate and to overcome challenges that really makes Lagos what it is. And it's our willingness to work together to build a greater Lagos that you actually begin to see, right, in the outcomes that we see. But I would say at this point that there's a whole lot that we can do as a people, and this government is very determined to lead all of us as Team Lagos in that direction.
All right, then we'll be talking about that even as the program progresses. Lagos Traffic Radio, 96.1 FM. The program this morning, Your Side Mirror, and we are still reflecting through the 2 years administration of Mr. Governor. And I have with me in the studio the Honorable Commissioner for Economic Planning and Budget, Honorable Sam Egube. All right, then, so we'll be linking up with you right now for you to also join the conversation. Perhaps there are one or two areas you still want to bring the attention of the commissioner to. Feel free, or perhaps react to some of the things that he has said. You can feel free to do so as well. A brief break, we'll be back.
Lagosians, time don't reach. Make we take show love for our city and the better people of Lagos. We must join hands together with the government. Our people talk and say, na cooperation and they make rice in the food pot. So therefore, my people, obey all traffic rules. Not they pass one way. Arrange your car well, so that you don't go yamutu for road to avoid the traffic again. And also obey the traffic lights. And make sure say all your car papers they complete and obey traffic officers. So remember, Clean environment go give you good health. Not the throw away dirty and yama for inside gutter, street or for canal. Make you not carry noise or smoke they pollute our environment. Kai, last man, police and other law enforcement agencies go make sure say they do their work well. Support Saanwo-Olu and Hamza. That one me say you must do the right thing.
This is a public service announcement by the Lagos State Government.
Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, your side mirror extended. And today, the extension really is on how we can really understand some of the dynamics that relates to governance. And I have with me the very eloquent Honorable Commissioner for Economic Planning and Budget, Honorable Sam Egube, taking us to the classroom. All right, then, I'm going to be hearing from you, connecting with you too now. But quickly, let's run you through the Ikoyi end. If you're navigating through that corridor, it's very, very good from Dolphin through Osborne. Osborne linking up with Alfred Riwani down to Falomo is also very good. And we can tell you Obalinde connecting Onikon is calm at the moment. And from there, connecting Falomo through Awolowo Road is very much in good shape. 08099120777 is the numbers to connect with us if you want to have your say on the program this morning, even as we reflect through 2 years of Mr. Governor's administration. You might want to also have your say, or probably ask the commissioner one or two questions too. Feel free to connect with us on the program this morning. Okay, that's 08099120777 is the numbers that you can connect with us on the program this morning. All right then. So let's continue with the conversation. Like I said, you can also put your thoughts via WhatsApp, or perhaps on our social media platform at Lagos Traffic 961 is our Twitter handle, and also our Facebook page is Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1.
Hello, sir. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning. Who am I speaking with?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Victor, this is Wale Brown.
All right, Wale Brown, how are you doing?
I'm okay. Well done.
All right, I have the commissioner here with me. You want to ask him one or two questions?
Just to say good morning to him and tell him if you could do some well done.
Good morning, Wale Brown. I really do appreciate. Good morning.
I tell you congratulations. 2 years on the.
Thank you very, very much, Wale.
All right.
All what you have said is very good.
All right then, Wale Brown. Yes.
Some area is very busy in Lagos now.
Where is that?
Traffic wise.
Where?
That is where you are coming from motorways.
Okay.
In what Ugujalakpere. That's an hour ago. I saw standstill. I informed the control room. Then on Maryland, in what the airport, on Bank Anthony, when you get to custom, want to climb the plane to airport, it stands still.
Okay.
Even the down.
All right. We've taken note of that. All right. Thank you very much, Wale Brown. We've taken note of that. Control room, you can help us keep an eye on those areas he's mentioned. Motorways, Alakpere. Also, he said trying to connect the airport from Anthony, that corridor also, he says it's very, very busy as well. All right. So, Honorable Commissioner, let's continue on this dialogue and reflect through some of the areas which Mr. Governor has really, really taken the gauntlet to another level in these 2 years. Areas like education, health, what are some of the interventions that Mr. Governor has brought to bear?
Okay, so there are interventions everywhere, right? And if you look at education, just a few days ago, Mr. Governor commissioned 4 schools. And in the coming days, we will commission over 100 additional schools.
100?
Yes.
That's a huge project.
Right. Yeah, it's because, we said we wanted to build in Lagos. And so we said citizens' participation is important. And you saw what we did in the consultative forum. You saw what happened when we hosted the Higbeti. People joined from 60 different countries, 10,500 people every day attended that program. So you can see the amount of interest and engagements that are going on. We have completed about 400,000 furniture for students.
Okay.
Right? Providing books for all of them. Right? We have done 33,000 devices for our secondary school students so that they are able to study right? And we're already seeing the outcome in the WAEC results. We intend to drive these 33,000 devices to 1 million, working with the private sector to have 1 million devices in the hands
These
of
are
our
smart
students.
devices.
These are smart devices that will contain their textbooks, contain teaching instructions, contain test practice sessions, and the rest. We have 15,000 of our teachers in the primary schools who have devices in their hands. We've put in textbooks for about 400,000 of those students. So you see that things are getting, it's like it's new day in the education sector.
Wonderful, beautiful.
We continue to push that. But we're not just talking of the education of our people. We're talking also about their health, right? And in the healthcare area, there's a lot of intervention going on in our general hospitals, in Isolo, Ebutemeta, Harvey Road, in our maternal child centers in Badagry and Ekpe, right? We're putting up probably the largest pediatric center, our new Mercy Children's Clinic, which Mr. Governor just commissioned in the Adeniyi area.
Right, the groundbreaking ceremony took place about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, and I mean, the project is going on. We've finished the piling just to put on the superstructure. We are using technology in the healthcare environment through our Eco-Telemed to reach patients and to ensure that the robustness, right, of the healthcare system is strong.
Right. Let's see if we can take some of these calls. 080-99120-777. I see some of you are really trying, but if you want to have a word with the commissioner, feel free to join the conversation at this point. Probably also have your say, especially on some of these landmark projects. Hello there, good morning. Hello. Oh, okay, that's a drop call. Let's see if we can fix that. 0809-912-0777. You can also put that on WhatsApp as well if you want to have your say too. Feel free to connect with us. Perhaps put that also on our Facebook page. We'll also take that during the course of the program. All right, so health intervention in terms of infrastructure, also putting in place some things for education. What about taking it to the next level? Let's look at the budget, especially for the year 2021. I know it was christened, I mean, I would say a particular name you used for it.
Budget of Rekindled Hope.
Rekindled Hope. And you were saying when you appeared in January that it's a bold initiative for Lagosians and everybody in general to be courageous. And you're saying that hope lies in everyone tapping into it and contributing their own quota. How far have we gone with the budget so far in this 5th month?
I'll tell you that usually the first quarter is extremely slow, but we have outperformed what we expected to happen. We've done quite well. The budget performance in the first quarter is about 76%. We intend to move our acceleration as all the project begins to stream into execution by mid-year, 2nd quarter, and then by 3rd quarter, where we accelerate home. I will say also that all the performance expectations, right, especially from LRS, has remained consistent with plan. We are quite excited as to where we are, which is why, Mr. Governor did say in an interview recently that really, when you look at the performance of this current administration, you can say clearly, without unequivocation, that we've done a lot of heavy liftings. We are doing extremely well. We are coasting in the direction which we wanted to coast. We are taking on transactions, right, that we thought were going to be extremely challenging. When you look at the rail project, for example, red line, blue line, we finally closed it, financial close, and we've closed it in a way that they will not stop because of finance.
And that's where the concerns are here. Yes, when you say the money is here, really. Are these from loans, or where's Lagos is getting the money?
These are from loans, at terms that you can't get anywhere else. Right? Some of these funds are being gotten in Naira without foreign exposure risk. They are single digits. They are long term, right? And they have the right level of moratorium periods, right? So these are bespoke financial structures that I have not seen operated anywhere else in this country. But because of the creativity of Mr. Governor, because of the audacity and the courage which he has, and because of the partnership that we have in a strategy of partnership with the federal government, with development partners, with other state governments, we're able to deliver what we are delivering.
Right.
When those things are ready, people's travel time from Agbado and from Okoko would come down from about 2 hours to 45 minutes. So you can see how productivity will go up. There are going to be like 10 bridges, right? Real bridges. The landscape of Lagos will change.
Will change, definitely.
Right? There are going to be terminals, bus terminals that are like concourses anywhere else in the world, right? I even think the mentality of our people will adjust upwards, right? Given the kind of infrastructure that this closure will bring to Lagos.
And that is more or less projecting into the future. So let's look through now.
Well, you might say the future, but the future is here. The transactions are closed, the financing is ready, the contractor is world class. What else do we need to move on to all that, because the structure to make it work, every element of it is on ground.
A lot has been said this morning. So let's begin to take this home this morning, Honorable Sam Egube. You've spoken very copiously and eloquently on some of this and what we've been doing. Let's begin to take this home now in terms of the message for Lagosians. How can we all key into this as it relates to what Mr. Governor is doing?
So the truth is that we do not believe we have all the ideas in the world. We believe that the trick and the uniqueness of our positioning is that we are connected to Lagosians. And when they speak, we are able to understand, receive the idea. So what I will be telling Lagos is continue to speak, continue to think very deeply, continue to try to participate in problem solving, because it's our Lagos. It is Igbega Igbile Eko Ajimosheni. It is all of us coming together to build this Lagos and to defend her, right? We will not allow external forces or forces that do not mean well to bring Lagos down. Lagos will continue to go up, and let all of us in Lagos put our hands together, put our minds together. When we see something, we should say something, right? And take ownership of our Lagos, because when the people of Lagos speaks, the government of Lagos truly listens.
Wonderful. Lagos Traffic Radio, 96.1 FM. Then, so a lot has been said this morning in terms of what Mr. Governor has achieved in economic planning and budget, and who else is better suited to take us through that discourse other than Honorable Sam Egube. Eloquently put, he has described it as a courageous walk down the right path, and I think we are really drifting on the right lane. Honorable Sam Egube, quickly, your parting thoughts in 30 seconds to our listening audience.
I would just say that Lagosians should continue to believe in Mr. Governor and believe in his team. We will continue to work with the people of Lagos to deliver a greater Lagos, and their participation and commitment is required to make this happen.
Right. Thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much, sir.
My pleasure.
Okay,
Victor.
So this is how far we can go today on the program, and this continues all through the week. And of course, this is on the trail to 2 years of Mr. Governor. You'll be hearing more from other commissioners as well as other heads of parastatals, ministries, departments, and agencies right here in Lagos. But we have to go now. The program has been produced by Folashade Adirumu. We must appreciate Busola Aroloye, who is the Public Affairs Officer for the Ministry of Economic Planning and Budget. Of course, we say a big thank you to her for making this happen. All right, then, our ICT unit, we appreciate you as well. Mubosola Kasali and others, thank you so much for being here. And to our executive producer, Tayo Akonle, we say a big thank you to you. All right, my name is Victor Terry. I leave you with the words of Barack Obama. He says, if you are willing to walk down the right path and you are willing to keep walking, eventually you will make progress. And that is what the Lagos State government is actually doing at the moment. All right, then, till tomorrow when I return on your side mirror, I say have a splendid day, take care of yourselves, and ride on the right path. Bye.
Keep it clean, and I swear you said go love Lagos.